What is up, guys? We are here with week 4 of the ITL. After starting 0-2, we got a win last week. Pretty comfortable 6-0 win versus the Nevada Neumanns. Now we are facing a team that's, I think, 2-1 heading into this week. Maybe 3-0, I don't know. Definitely a solid opponent, my boy Nick, aka RecklessBat. He's a division rival in the NPL, so definitely a hype match. Cool guy, I consider him a friend, but like obviously we have a little rivalry going, and he has a very threatening team. He actually had the first overall pick in the draft, and he had like drafted a very threatening squad. Thankfully, he doesn't bring all his threats like Salamence, Heatran, Monster, like stay on the bench. But as you see, he brings the Hariyama, the Clefable, the Hoopan bound #1 overall pick. The Lissapod that he actually uses very well. Got a bunch of kills in the first weeks. That's Arena, which makes sense because it's like his best form of hazard removal. He also has Salamence, which can defog, but Serena is his only rapid spinner. But as you see, I bring the God Dusknoir himself. I picked it up in free agency to spin block this bitch, and he brings the Scolipede, which actually is a big threat with my team, and the threat that I really underestimated during my prep. My prep was actually pretty hard because my entire team gets 2 KO'd by Hooper if it's a live or bandit or specs variant. So unless you scarf Hooper, I can't wall this basically. And so I decided to bring some nice hazards, basically hyper offense, but with like at least one wall in between. I bring a little heat here this week. Obviously, gotta pack some heat versus my opponent. I didn't bring as much heat as I wanted to in the last week, so yeah, gotta make up for that, I guess. We bring a Focus Sash, Roserade lead with Sleep Powder Spikes, Hidden Power Ground, which was designed for the Heatran, but obviously didn't bring it, and the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb, as you see, hits his entire team for at least 40%. Even the Scolipede takes like 35 to 40 or 32 to 40, which is crazy. So really tough mon for him to switch into, and like it gets up spikes versus so many stuff. Gets up spikes versus Golissapod after it burned at first impression. Gets up spikes versus the Serena. Gets up spikes versus Clefable because it won't stay in, and always can take a hit from Hariyama, especially like with the Focus Sash. I can just like fire off some spikes on that thing, and spikes will really help me wear him down, and it will also help me like put Golissapod in emergency exit range. Helps me identify his Clef set, which very well could be unaware, because I have potential setup on my squad, for example Curse Legs, which could really eat his team alive, as you can see. I bring the Dusknoir with the Smooth Rock in order for my Sandrush Excadrill to sweep. Pretty standard set: Stealth Rock, Toxic, Rock Blast, and Earthquake. Max special defense because I don't really need physical defense. I'd rather eat a spec super Focus Blast and do a hefty chunk with a Rock Blast, for example, or just put it on a timer with the Toxic. I bring Sandrush Drill with SD, Rockslide, Iron Head, Earthquake, Flawless Coverage with his team. After one spike and rocks, I OHKO everything on his squad. I think with my 3 moves at +2, which is nice. Bring Scarf, Heliolisk, dual stab, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Hyper Voice, and HPIs, just in case Salamence gets out of hand. Obviously didn't bring the Salamence, so I won't be clicking HPIs anytime soon. Q and Black here also a mon that I wanted to live a hit from the Salamence. Harbanberry, Dragonclaw, Ice Beam, Fusion Bolt, and Roost, I think, yeah. And of course the last mon on my squad, a nice heat. Scarf Dusknoir with Ice Punch, Earthquake, Shadow Sneak, and Destiny Bonds. It's designed to OHKO Heatran from full with the Earthquake. Sadly I'm Jolly and not Element, so if he's a bulky train he can potentially live. He doesn't live after Rocks and Spike though, so that's kinda cool. Shadow Sneak just there to potentially revenge some stuff. Ice Punch to OHKO Salamence after Rocks if he's not an Intimidate variant. And the D-Bond is here to maybe come in on a Hooper, or to debond a Hooper that is not scarfed before it can take me down, or like if it takes me down. Like I would love to trade my Dusknor for the Hooper, because Hooper is such a huge threat. So let's hop right into it. I lead off with my Roserade, obviously, to get my spikes up. Spikes are crucial in this game. They just help me to put everything in stuff for an extra drill sweep. If I play my cards correctly, he needs a double protect with the Scolipede to beat my Sandrush drill at the end, so that's kind of cool. He leads off with this Hariyama, and I don't have a reason to switch out. My switch in to this Hariyama is actually non-existent. It's right in front of him, because it can take a close combat. So I have to stay in here. He goes for the fake out, so as he's not a life orb variant or any boosting item, which is cool. I just fire off the sleep powder because I don't want to get O-code already by an ice punch on the next turn. Obviously he could get the first turn wake, but let's just hope he doesn't. So I will fire off a spike here. Will help chip his mons down. Spikes are probably my favorite hazards to use, because not a lot of people expect them to come, especially with Roserade. Roserade more often than not is used offensive in the league format, so that's kind of cool. He goes into his Gigalith spot. I don't want to take a first impression. Don't want to go hard into Gigalith, because then I have to switch into an Aqua Jet or a Liquidation. So I go into my Kyurem knowing I can chew any hit. And yeah, he goes for the first impression. Totally fine with me. I could potentially roost up or just hit him with a Fusion Bolt, which I decide to do because Fusion Bolt plus Iron Head actually knocks out Clefable if it's unaware after spikes, and Fusion Bolt will knock the Gigalith into its emergency exit, so that's kind of cool. Goes into his Clefable now. Yeah, I really contemplate going for Iron Head, because Iron Head is a guaranteed 2 KO versus every form of Clefable, because I'm adamant with 244 attack EV, so basically max attack. And I could 2 KO this bitch, potentially get the flinch, but I don't want to get parried and I don't want to get knocked out by a Moonblast, so I just try to play it safe. Rocks don't really hurt my team too much besides the Kyurem, so I decide to just switch out into my Roserade, and if he goes for rocks I can get up 2 more spikes, which I will definitely trade for 1 layer of rocks. So yeah, going on to my Roserade here, as he decides to set up a Stealth Rock. He actually revealed to be unaware there, took spikes damage, which is cool, so probably not a Calm Mind variant, and that was obviously with the Stealth Rock, it's obvious that he's not Calm Mind, but I didn't expect him to be unaware, to be honest, because even unaware Cliff can't beat my best setup sweepers, so I don't know. But he goes out into his Boo, his Hariyama, as I get up my 2nd layer of spikes, and I will get up my 3rd layer of spikes, because the difference in damage output between 2 spikes and 3 spikes is way higher than the difference between 1 spike and 2 spikes. So I want all my spikes up, because I can always spin block Serena, which is great. Hariyama wakes up on the next turn, goes for knockout Bolt, so I can lift this, knocks off my Focus Sash and gets up leftovers. It's a very surprising set with the Hariyama. It's Fake Out, Close Combat, Knockoff, and Protect. I go for my Sleep Powder here, trying to put his thing asleep, because I don't wanna miss any hit, and I don't want to miss any hit. I don't want to switch anything into it, hard into it. I should have gotten damage off, obviously, with the Sludge Bomb, which would have done 30 to 40%, just to put it in range for some attack, because now I actually have nothing on my squad besides potentially a Kyurem Dragonclaw to O-code this thing, even at -1, because Kyurem's damage output is 93 to 110 or something, so I need a roll in my favor to O-code this Hariyama, and I decide yeah, Heliolisk Kid is my most expendable mon. He doesn't have the Salamence, which I need the HPIs for. I can just fire off a T-Bolt to put this thing in range for everything. I still have all my 3 spikes up, so he can't really do too much to me. I go for the Thunderbolt as he reveals to be Protect. Doesn't really matter, he just gets doesn't even get leftovers back. He just wants to scout for the move. I will fire off my next T-Bolt as he decides to go for a knockoff, surprisingly, disregarding the fact that I can Volt Switch freely on any member of his squad and potentially revenge kill some stuff, but yeah, surprising surprising play. Maybe he expected me to switch out. Goes for the protect on the next turn. I don't really know why, because every hit will knock this thing out, regardless if he gets what's it called? If he gets leftovers back. But here he decides actually to not switch in on my Gigalith. I revealed to have the hyper voice because I didn't want him to go hard into Serena, which could potentially take, which could easily take the Thunderbolt. So he decides to sag it off, which I found very surprising, because if Hariyama comes in on Gigalith, or Dust Knot basically gets a kill, which is pretty threatening, but he decides to sag it off, which is great for me. So Gigalith looking clean here, getting a kill. Now he goes into Serena. The way he brought it in, it could potentially be Choice Scarf, and I don't want him to get a Choice Scarf Rapid Spin off on my Volt Switch, so I decide to just go hard into my Dusknoir. I can prevent the spin, and I can easily take two drop kicks after the Stealth Rock. So he makes a very smart play and doesn't spin. He just goes for the for the drop kick, and get some damage off on my Dusknoir. Dusknoir was such an obvious switch in, and it's very smart of him to just go for the drop kick instead of going for the rapid spin. Thankfully, there's 1-1 on my squad that he can potentially spin on in case I let my Dusknoir go down. I just fire off an Ice Punch here. I wanted to put this Serena in range for any attack I want to go for. As he goes into his Galissapod, and the Galissapod actually lives the spikes plus the -1 Ice Punch, which is kind of annoying, because now I have to go for another attack or take a first impression. I just go for another Ice Punch here because I don't have a really good switch into the first impression anymore. So he doubles out in this Clefable. Maybe expected my Kyurem to come in, I don't know. But that was never the play, because first impression plus Aqua Jet kills me after the Stealth Rock. So he goes into the Clef. I withdraw my Tony Dunst here, going into my Gigalith, trying to get up my rocks on the next turn, and this will pressure him even more, because he doesn't have a rock resist left, doesn't have a spikes resist, and I would just get so much damage off on everything. He just fires off a Moonblast trying to kill my Dusknoir there, but I won't have anything of that. I need this to spin block the Serena, and I can get up my Stealth Rock here. I could have gone for the Heavy Slam potentially, but I decided to just fire off the Stealth Rock here, because they will pressure his team so much, so that's kind of cool. Gigalith here will get up his rocks on the Serena, which is already at 60% or 55%, which is amazing. I get some nice lefties back here on this turn. So does he, obviously. Defensive Serena by the looks of it. Oh no, I didn't have the lefties, obviously. I had the Smooth Rock, I forgot that. Just going back into my Tony Dunst. I'm expecting to spin this time, maybe predicting me to over-predict, but he just fires off the dropkick here, and actually gets a pretty high roll. I think it was one of the highest rolls he could get to knock me out. Kinda unfortunate, but not too bad, because I can just go out into my Kyurem and get a kill here, or just roost up if I want to. But had I lived, I could have potentially gone, had I lived the dropkick and the Sandstorm, I could have potentially gone for a Destiny Bond on his next dropkick, and just deal with his Serena and force him to play around 3 layers of spikes and stuff. But Kyurem comes in now, and here I make a ballsy play, I guess. Instead of just firing off an Ice Beam or an Iron Head to potentially knock it out, or even a Dragonclaw, I will go for the Roost. I don't expect him to stay in, because he still probably wants to spin on my Gigalith, should he get Serena in for free on this. Game is still not over, 5-4 for him at this moment. So I roost up, get my HP back, as he goes into his Clefable, which after rocks and after spikes will never have a chance to live an Iron Head from my Kyurem on the next turn. So that's kind of cool. The Roost also allows me to take any one hit from any member on his team that he has left, so that's amazing. Sand actually a little annoying for my Curum, but I will definitely take that just in case I have to like sweep with Excadrill later, so like some chip damage doesn't really matter. I can just freely fire off an Iron Head because Iron Head plus any coverage move knocks out whatever he wants to bring in, so that's cool. Let's Clefable go down. I think it's his best sack at this moment. It doesn't really do anything, whereas the rest of my squad did its job, got rocks up. Unfortunately, did not deal with the Curum too well, and he goes into a super, and I could have potentially gone into my Gigalith, which would chew a Dark Pulse easily, even if it's like specs, but I really wanted to scout if this is a Scarf Hooper. If it's a Scarf Hooper, it's not a threat. I can live any hit and get it like get it out of the way, I guess, and don't like potentially sweep with Excadrill. I don't really need Curum at a big amount of health, and like I could force him to revenge kill it with potentially the Scolipede. But yeah, he reels to be scarfed, does not knock me out, doesn't flinch me with the Dark Pulse. Flinch would have really sucked, but I can just kill this thing after spikes instead of with the Dragon Claw, which is pretty nice. Hooper actually didn't do anything. But now he sends out his Scolipede, and at this point I'm like, oh fuck, did I mess up? Because Curum is in range for any attack it wants to go for. Excadrill is a Pasture Berry variant and not a Sugar Berry variant. I was kind of concerned about the Golisopod, to be fair, and I decided to bring Pasa over that because my opponent also has a Jellicent. And if it's Element Life Orb, he actually could potentially sweep me here. I like just have to stay in, I can't pivot around. I could sack my Gigalith, but it doesn't really make a difference because Curum can't come in back on rocks, so he reads to be Earthquake, obviously, like good coverage. I had hoped he might be Aqua Tail to like potentially over prep for Sugar Berry or Air Balloon Excadrill, but he doesn't. Now he's at +1, and I'm like 100% certain he has the Protect on the set. Like it just makes sense. So I can't bring in my Sandrush Drill because he can just Protect and then outspeed me on the next turn. And if he's Adamant, he knocks me out with Earthquake anyway. If he's Jolly, it's like a very high roll in his favor to knock me out. So I have to go into my Gigalith, actually hope he's Jolly, and try to lift the Earthquake from this thing. I think he has a very solid reason to be Jolly because he could potentially want to outspeed a Scarfed Heliolisk, which actually makes a lot of sense versus team. Or like just Scarf Curum and shit like naturally, but without having to go for Protect, just in case like I want to do some substitute shenanigans or anything like that on with one of my faster mons on his Scolipede. So Marcel is here, 115 HP after the Stealth Rocks. The 4 highest rolls are actually 114, 117, 117 and 118. So he has to get one of the 3 highest rolls possible to knock me out if he's Jolly. If he's Adamant, I like need the absolute min roll to live. I think might potentially just get out anyway from this range. So I'm staying in here and trying to see if we live. We'll fire off a Rock Blast here, trying to knock it out. He goes for the Earthquake, the bar goes down pretty fast, and I'm like, fuck. But Wichu, shoutouts to my boy Gypsy King. If we live, Wichu, he just told me that. It's like, was a roll, obviously, but a roll that was heavily in my favor, and Gigalith gets a kill with the easy Rock Blast. So preventing the sweep here. Thankfully, my opponent was Jolly and couldn't sweep me there. Now his Selena comes in, it has to Rapid Spin, obviously I don't have a Spin Blocker left, but I don't have a reason to keep my Marcellus alive. Rapid Spin will not knock me out, I can just go for the easy, easy Heavy Slam to knock it out. And the only thing he has left is the Golisopod, which can never sweep me with the Aqua Jet here, because I have the Heliolisk left and the Pasture Berry on the Excadrill, which makes it even live not a +2, but a crit Aqua Jet. So he goes for the first impression, knocks me out, that's fine. Marcellus the defensive MVP of this game by tanking the Earthquake. And I go into my healing list. I actually told my opponent that I sent my Jenna the wrong ability on 1-1. It was actually on my Roserade, which I had natural cure over Technician. I made a made a mistake there, because like it was supposed to be Technician to Oko Heatran with the HP ground after rocks, but that's fine. Got into my healing list. He will just try to go for the Aqua Jet here, maybe thinking that this healer list is not dry skin, but it is, and I can get the knockout with the Thunderbolt. Very close game, very fun game, with a good buddy of mine, Nicky Boy. But yeah, copying a nice W here. Definitely happy I got the win. I'm back on track in the ITL, 2-2 now, with a solid differential. I think should be at like +2 now, and yeah. That's it. This week we are facing Alpha, aka the coach of the Rocky Mountain Marowaks, a very cool guy, very chill dude. Always love talking to him. Gonna be fun. Built a nice squad for him. He actually has no Dragon Resist, so Kyurem seems to go in potentially, which is always nice. But we'll see about that. Definitely has some threats on the squad. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. After my very depressed upload from yesterday, where I got a little bullshitted, I finally got a little luckier with the roll, obviously, and hope you enjoyed the match. I thought it was a very fun match to play and to like record, just because I love me some spike stacking offense, and it really worked out well. I knew it was gonna be a very close game, because I bring offense, and offense is not supposed to win like 6-0 unless an opponent really messes up. But yeah, I'm really happy with the result. Got a nice 2-0 there, and yeah, I'm like feeling very confident at the moment. I won a ton of battles these last couple of weeks, so let's hope we can keep it up in the ITL and obviously NPL. I gotta win out my last 4 games in the NPL to make playoffs, but yeah, if not, so be it. The RTL will still come with some uploads, so hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like in the comment, and catch you for probably ITL week 5 or NPL week 9 this week. See ya.